Let's see. Welcome, everybody. It's another episode of Sang Lucci TV. Friday Fun Days here. I'm back in New York, as you can see, with the boys.
Yeah.
I haven't seen in a while, man.
You're in New York. It's fucking nuts.
I haven't seen in a while, so we're sipping brew, talking shit here.
Yeah. The last time we had Ezra on was a long while ago. It was actually you. The last time you and Ezra were actually on something was and Christine Lang, right?
And Christina Lang.
Yeah, that she did a little automation versus manual manual driving out there.
The now historic interview.
Yes, it is historic. It's got a good number of views on that.
We need some more views on that damn thing, man. But nobody watches trading type stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's a 45-minute of dense content.
We should retweet it during the snowstorm.
Yes.
We should have done that.
Because people in Boston. Now tell what's up with Boston. Is it for real? Is it like
it's there? 8 feet. It's literally legit 8 feet. And everywhere on the back streets of Boston, like people are just digging out these little enclaves. You don't even know how the car gets in there. And then when you drive down the street, you can't see the car there, but you can see the enclave, and then you pass by it.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
That's nuts.
People are jumping on roofs, man. Dude, it's hilarious. Honestly, it's kind of fun though. Because everybody is saying fuck work.
Yeah.
Like, because we can't even get to work. So the MBTA doesn't work, you know.
I saw Boston was actually asking for what is it? A House of Cards to release early because they're actually stuck.
I love that.
Stuck in the
That's pretty good. Well, a lot's happened, you know, since you've been gone.
Yeah.
Obviously, the site is actually about to flip. It's been a splash page, guys. Site's about to flip. Watch out this weekend. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a sleeper.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't even seen that much of it either.
Oh yeah.
The guys have been at work on this. I've been in my own world back in Boston, so I'm very interested to see what it looks like.
And then Ezra's been working away. He's you know, don't want to say too much, but a lot has been happening. Let's just say that. Yeah. Making markets is fun. Oh, forgot. So Greg got a tattoo.
Greg got a tattoo of Sang Lucci.
Greg got a tattoo. And you know what was funny is that it was just me, Ezra, I think it was just Greg at the time, that nobody else was here. And Greg, we were just saying, you know, Greg, you should get the tattoo.
It was Friday the 13th.
It was Friday the 13th. And
Impulse
it was like
Tattoo Day.
Impulse Tattoo Day, right?
And did you take him to the same place where you got your tattoo?
I took him to the same place. We actually have it on film. We're going to be releasing it on film.
So, yo, Pete gets his tattooed at the place where we get our haircut, like down in Midtown.
So I
downstairs, they have a tattoo fucking parlor.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Pete goes there to get his.
Our barber actually got tattoos there. They look cool, so I'm starting mine.
It's pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's not looking bad. And so Friday the 13th. I think it's actually Gamba, me, and Ezra here. And Charlie wasn't in.
Yeah.
We're talking about Friday the 13th tattoos. And Greg's like, I'll get a tattoo. And we're like, you should get the logo. He's like, I'll get the logo.
Wow, just like that.
Just like that. And we're like, you should think about this.
Just like that.
And we're supporting it.
I didn't want to say anything.
Yo, Greg, get out of here, man.
I haven't said anything till now.
Yeah.
But his judgment was impaired by the fact that he had stayed up all night.
Oh yes, he was actually up 24.
So he was after. It was after an all-nighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Greg behind you. This is the man that actually got the tattoo.
Yes.
And we would like you to tell them all, why the fuck did you get that tattoo, man?
Yeah, why did you get it?
Why did you get that tattoo?
All right, so I mean, it wasn't as impulsive as they make it out.
That's right. So I had a conversation with him. He said he was planning it the whole time. That's what he said.
Okay, all right. I can believe that.
What else have you been planning?
No, I mean,
all right, show him the tattoo first.
Yeah,
they gotta see
show him the tattoo. You gotta
show him the tattoo.
The pictures are on Twitter.
Show him the tattoo.
At least tease it.
Look at you. You know you just killed the whole show right there. You know that, right?
Greg, you have to show the tattoo.
I'm a murderer.
Now they're gonna think it's not true. You know that, right?
Well, we were here, and Ezra and I were talking about it, and Greg's there, and everything looked good. We were both supportive at the time.
Yeah.
And then we were like, we should wait for Charlie. Because Charlie always sometimes acts as a voice of reason at certain times. And he comes in. We bring it up. It's been like an hour and a half now. So Greg has time to think about this.
Right.
And we bring it up. You know, Ezra's laying off a little bit. You know, I'm pushing it a little bit.
Right.
And then Charlie's like, I think it's a good idea. He's like, I think it's a good idea. And Greg gets the tattoo.
Wow.
It was nuts. You know, it was incredible. I mean, it shows a lot of faith in the brand, and obviously represent.
So you didn't tell them all. Why did you do it? So why did you do it?
To remember, we all start somewhere.
There we go. See
that? You hear that shit?
Is it more legitimizing for the brand or more legitimizing for Gamba?
See, exactly.
That is the question.
And that kind of gets us into the conversation of.
Oh, I thought we were never going to get.
Oh, we're getting to that conversation. So we had originally planned on this show today to be about, I guess, startup life.
Startup life.
You know, so Lucci, you've had a life pretty much kind of like startup solo.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but it was all. Most of it was solo though.
Yeah, most of it was solo. Yeah.
You know, until we all moved out to New York, then it was like, okay, I now have to deal with people.
Yep.
I now have to make decisions
with
thinking about another person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the interaction like with other human beings on a business level was honestly like weird for me. Especially living together, dude. I wanted to fucking kill you.
Yes, I remember that.
I wanted to fucking kill you.
I remember I was watching Lucci's Risk only for a very short amount of time, and we almost killed each other. It was legit. Nuts.
I wanted to fucking kill this kid.
Yeah, and then in came Ezra.
Yeah.
So Ezra
he came down at a weird time though.
Yo, Ezra came
out at a weird time.
Ezra came at a very like a good setting point. You know, it was a good launch pad point.
But he took to it well, man. He came right in.
Well, Ezra, you're used to being parts of like big firms, right? Like full out automation firms. You got some infra underneath you. There's hierarchies at times and all that where there's like full organizations, right? What did you? I mean, we were jumping into some crazy stuff here. You know?
We were. This was a spacewalk. We were venturing into the unknown a little.
Yeah.
And I figured we could make it happen. I definitely could tell that socially it was things were in flux.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I just tried to stay out of it all.
Yeah, I noticed. He would.
I had a lot of work to do, so I just kept my head down.
He would always have those gems from the other side of the room. Because he would speak like once every 5 days.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you'd hear this gem and it'd be like, damn. He's a fucking
Ezra would just be in the code and just watching the orders, and then all of a sudden something would come out.
Along the startup conversation, for me, frankly, it was fairly significant for me to go from, a fully established businesses to start up myself. And then, witnessing the, transition and flux that was going on.
Right.
Yeah.
That was frankly, a bit of an anxiety source for me.
Of course, I bet it was. I bet it was.
So that was definitely something I was grappling with.
Yeah, you guys don't even know. Like, I was trying to get. By the way, I was trying to get some of these stories out when I did the interview with Haim. Because Haim and Peter were at each other's throats too, man. These two would go to meetings together in downtown Manhattan to meet clearing firms, brokers, you name it. Yep. And like Peter was like Haim's prodigy, man, and he learned a lot. But these two got at each other's throats too, man.
Oh yeah, Haim and I.
So those are great stories.
Haim and I have stories
too. You guys got to hear this.
You guys know Haim from his I'm the whistleblower and knocking things out, which
yes,
all around like that is the toughest thing I've ever seen. Like modern day toughness, whistleblower, shooting the moon. Right. And learning from him was problematic because I am obsessed with certain things, and Haim will sometimes anyhow. The whole idea is that we had our phases. We got in here, and there's a lot of doubt, and there's a lot of us having to establish track record, and even now while we're scaling up, there's still you're not a big shop type of thing,
you're just this kind of online business here.
You're
just this kind of throwaway thing that's going to disappear in 2-3 years. And by the way, like we're on the topic of startup, like we're in the WeWork offices right now. So they got 6 floors, and then how many offices in each one?
Oh, Jesus, I don't even
There's
know.
got to be plus 30. It's got to be 30 plus, guys. And we're talking, this is just one building of how many? 6?
Oh,
or
no,
7
they got
now?
like 20 in New York.
20 in New York City, and these are all startups, guys. These are all startups who pay freaking a lot of money for rent here.
itself is a startup.
It's a startup.
Actually.
And they already valued that company so well.
Was it like 30 billion.
30. I don't know.
They don't buy any real estate. They were on CNBC just recently. Right. It turns out I thought that they were investing. I thought they were buying up, snatching up buildings.
Yeah.
They're completely scalable. It is all renting to renters while they rent
themselves. Fucking rent. It's popping up everywhere. Singapore, you name it.
And the crazy thing is that what WeWork does relatively well, aside from some internet issues, is that they're actually able to cultivate an interesting culture. Like there is a pea protein ice cream producer right across from us.
No shit.
And there's a women's support group next to us. Right. And then you have high frequency trading, momentum trading, and training over here, and it's interesting because it's all about what you can find in common with these people.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, we're all sharing the same coffee.
We're sharing the same coffee. We're sharing the same beer. Sometimes we're sharing some of the same green. And that's a very interesting topic because a lot of people
find it
very, very difficult to talk about it because it's taboo.
I don't know why still, man. You figure we're over that point, man.
It's legal in Boston is the thing. It must be much more cheap.
No. It's not decriminalized yet in Massachusetts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
I thought you could smoke a joint on the courthouse steps.
Nah.
It's not
like that?
No,
okay.
You can't get busted though for carrying an eighth, but
What the crazy thing is, you've got this whole entire green movement. You've got they call them the Green Bandits out in Colorado right now. Right. The craziest thing I think is that the Commonwealth of Virginia recently said that concentrates were allowed in the state. Concentrates are not technically allowed pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's dangerous to produce and nobody knows how to really measure
Concentrates are like the distilled liquid, the distilled THC, refined products, not the plant.
Yeah, it's the most refined version. It's for treating. They're using it to treat epilepsy, and it's gone so far.
Yeah,
but for us, sometimes we meet resentment. Sometimes, most of the time, we're actually met with open arms.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys, and this is probably end the damn webinar. Peter used to run all his meetings downtown Manhattan with a blunt and whiskey. He always opened up any meeting with a blunt, and nobody would say no. Nobody would say no. And business was conducted on the living room table with a blunt or some kind of smoking
Well, here's the thing: is because
and that's how this man closed deals, guys. All right, that's how this man closed deals, legit.
I mean, the thing is even with meeting Ezra, it was like a way to break down a certain barrier of trust.
Yeah.
It's always about in the first meeting when everybody's posturing and stuff.
Right.
Like it's about
it's strategy. For you, it was strategy.
No, it wasn't even strategy, but it was actually legitimately I wanted to establish trust. And Ezra, don't you think if we did not blaze, the amount that we did when we first started off, it would be a completely different conversation.
I think it does allow us just to get down to it
a little bit, right?
Because you sort of get, you get a sense, it's harder to bullshit. I think maybe when you're high or something.
Well, you came from a background where I'm sure there was a lot of bullshitting going on. So explain that. I mean, explain was it really that big of a difference? You know what I mean? Could you get along with everybody that you work with over there, or was it,
actually there was a lot of bullshit because the thing is,
is there benefits to a relationship brought on smoking?
Definitely, because you start out at a certain level where you're obviously not trying to bullshit each other.
Right.
It doesn't really work that way.
Right.
For whatever reason, it cuts through that a little bit. Where the types of environments I was coming from, there was a ton of jealousy. Every desk had its own, little, trades, and they wanted to protect that. They didn't want anyone else to know what was going on. And so you only spoke in vague terms to people. You didn't know, you had no idea how their accounts were doing, so you didn't know if they were making money or losing money for the most part.
Right.
Usually they're losing money.
Right.
So you figure anything they're saying is bullshit anyway, You don't want to give them anything you got while they're on the way down. You just want to focus and keep your account up, So so there's a ton of bullshit, and it's incredibly relaxing to me to be able to sit down. First time I meet Peter, and I brought a bottle of whiskey just for that exact purpose.
And I matched it with a bowl.
Peter taught me how to. I had never smoked dabs before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he put you on.
So that was the first time.
Oh, so you
I hit wax the first time.
Wow. And after that, look at him.
So he totally knocked me out too because. just like today, I totally, I overdid it. It's so hard to tell. A tiny little bit makes the biggest difference.
All right, so can we talk? All right, let's wrap it up here with talking trading and being high. Like, can you function here?
But first, there's coding and trading and being high.
Coding, okay, look, all right. So let's do. What is it like to be? Do you perform better high when you're coding?
I mean, I find it more pleasant.
Yeah,
just
sit through the monotony.
Yeah, there's a lot of the actual act of coding is physically or like mentally painful for me because it's a distillation of a lot of thought processes.
Right.
You have to keep a lot of scopes in mind.
Right.
And I actually
tell me your brain gets tired, man. Because it's going like this
it
for a long period of time.
It hurts.
It has to
doing
get
smart
tired.
shit. It hurts.
That's
and
right.
I think that the weed, it numbs that just a little bit.
But it might give you something else too. It gives you something else, some other creativity, some other imagination.
I mean, there's some
that keeps you here while you have to do all this fucking.
Yeah, definitely, you can be more. You have access to more creativity when you're not focusing on how painful the act of doing is for sure.
Have you ever been high and thought of the craziest program that you could write?
Have you got?
Like,
there's got to be multiple times.
No. Like, was it when you were high that you thought of?
I have
like your best
100%,
creation.
100% had concepts, thoughts, ideas.
Right.
Where I was so impressed with them that I actually promised myself. I'm not gonna lie. I promised myself that I was gonna remember.
Right.
That there's no way I would have thought of that unless I was high at the time. And I promised myself that was not only true, but that I was gonna remember it. I can think of 4 or 5 instances right now.
There you go.
So I'll tell you right now that absolutely does happen. 100%. I'd be lying if I said anything else.
There you go. So I think if anything, if we're saying anything here, is that don't be so taboo about smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
Take it off the taboo table.
Yeah. Take it off the taboo table. Enjoy the new wave. All right, guys.
It might not be for everyone.
It might not be for everyone.
Drinking might not be for everyone. But.
Of course. But allow others to do what they do. And we're glad to have you back, Lucci. Let's rock out. Thank you, Ezra.
Later, guys.
Have a good one.
We'll see you. We'll see you Monday. We'll see you Monday next week.
Yeah, we'll see you Monday. All right. Are you pressing stop?